Today's video we're talking all about books. Let me take this off. Let me be serious. I can't really see out of them. Hey, it's Joshi, aka the Holy Minion, and welcome back to my channel. I am a work in progress through Christ, and this is a safe space on the internet where I share what I like to call faith fuel for the faithful. Basically, I just share about my life as a Christian, Bible meditations that I've got as placed in my heart, and different things on my journey that I have been called to share, all based off of many Bible scriptures, but one in particular that you'll see in my bio, which is Psalm 40 verse 10, which is basically saying that, I have told about the goodness of the Lord. I have not kept it to myself. I've shared it with the biggest crowd I could find, told the whole assembly of the faithful about the goodness of the Lord. And that's what I'm trying to do here on this channel. You can get from books so much information in like a synthesized form, and it's just the whole art of reading is just very like meditative. It's like quiet, it's peaceful, and I just love reading. Don't read unless you're reading the Bible. That just doesn't make sense. You can read the Bible and other books. Last year and the year before, so that's like 2022 and 2023, I read the most of my Bible that I've ever read in my life. Read my Bible cover to cover for the first time in my entire life. After doing that, I felt like, yes, now I can read other books. It's like I gave myself permission. I want to get into more spiritual reads that are really going to edify, encourage me, and just put me in a space to know more about God. And oh yeah, this one, I'm excited about this. This is called Why Forgive, right? This is not by a priest. This is by Johann Christoph Arnold, right? And the foreword is by Stephen MacDonald. Now this book, I've already read this book twice, right? I got this book, a little backstory. I got this book when I was 13. I went to a Catholic girls' school when I was 13. It was called St Angela's, and we basically had this event one time where these Americans from this breaking the cycle. Well, I think it's in here. It's called, the organization was called Breaking the Cycle. Dear St. Angela students, I hope you find the stories in this book to be an encouragement. If you are interested in sharing your own story and whether forgiveness has made a difference in your life, I would love to hear from you. All the best, Johann Christoph Arnold. So he's actually signed this book. That's so cool. So yeah, so this book was given to like all the girls in St. Angela's, and basically it's a book. It has different stories about forgiveness, right? And I first read this book when I was 13. I first read the book when I was 15, because when I got the book, I was like, they gave a bit of a talk first before giving us the book. So I felt like reading the books. I wasn't really into nonfiction, and I liked fiction because even if fiction ends badly, I can tell myself it's not real, right? That's what I used to love about fiction. But with nonfiction, if it has a sad ending, which it sometimes does because it's like real life, I can't tell myself it's okay, it's not true, because it is true. So I would just feel really bad and get really emotionally messed up about it, right? So I knew that this book would have a lot of very sad stories, and so I did not want to read it for the longest time. But then when I was 15, so I got it when I was 13, but I didn't read it until I was 15. And when I read it at 15, it blew my mind. The biographies in this book, the things, the stories, the things that people have had to go through, and they've still, it talks about just the power of forgiveness and how forgiveness can transform your life. Like, it talks about how forgiveness is not like acquitting the person that's wronged you of their guilt, but it's freeing yourself from the effects of what that person did to you. That's what they describe forgiveness as in this book. And oh my goodness, there was someone, in fact, let me read the blurb. I don't want to spoil too much, let me read the blurb. Carol's husband committed adultery. Delph backed a truck over his 1-year-old son. Anne lost 2 children to the same bullets. Joseph escaped the Holocaust. Kate was abused by her alcoholic mother. Bill's son was killed by a drunk driver. Marietta's daughter was kidnapped and murdered. Stephen was shot and paralyzed for life. Tragedy struck them all full force, but they refused to remain its victims. I'm sorry, the glasses are coming off. They're not serving any purpose and I can't see through them. This book, the stuff in this book is, oh gosh, My goodness, my goodness. Like tears. But it will teach you so much. This book was so good. I read it, but I want to reread it. I want to reread it. Yeah, so I read it for the first time when I was 15. I read it again end of last year. And yeah, I want to read it again. That book is just amazing. I think you've probably heard of this one. I've mentioned it before. The Confessions of St Augustine. Oh my gosh, I love St Augustine so much. He's like one of my favorite saints because I feel like he's just so relatable. I feel like when you think of saints and like sainthood, like for me, I just feel like St. Augustine is so cool because he is someone that converted late in life. Like he was always Christian, he was raised Christian, he was raised Catholic, but he's someone that he went astray. Prodigal son, but a lot of us are prodigal sons and daughters. He went astray. He was out there living his life. He was doing his thing before, his conversion. And then after his conversion, he became like one of the most devout people and so on fire for the Lord. And he became a doctor of the church. And so much theology has been developed and given to us, like through St. Augustine's musings and findings. Him, St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Teresa of Avila, a lot of like they're doctors of the church, right? And so much, we have so many quotes, we have so much theology and so many rich resources from their findings and their musings and their study, right? And so I really wanted to read his autobiography because I just want to know more about his life. And this book is so, I've started reading it, I'm quite far. This is where I am, right? So I'm quite far in this book. It's not the easiest book to read because the language is quite like not Shakespearean English, but think Shakespearean English, right? So it's not the easiest book to get through, but it's so good. It's so good because, how do I put this? It's so relatable. Like, okay, St. Augustine was like quite wayward, right? So he had a baby mama, okay? He had a baby mom. He had hoes in different area codes, okay? He was out there. There's a point in his book where he writes, that he knew he should be chaste and he knew he should, like pump the brakes. And he was like, God, make me chaste, but not yet, because I still want to be doing some things. I'm like, how real is that? That is so real. There are times when you should not be doing some things. And you're like, God, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but let me just, and I'm just like, what? I can't believe that there's like someone that's a saint that was like that. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. Like St. Augustine is that. The fact that he struggled with habitual sin before he overcame it and became like a priest and became like a doctor of the church. It's like if he could do that, then yeah, I can do it too. And it gives like kids hope, I guess. And it's just really interesting. Like his book is something that it covers a lot of things. Like another thing is that me being a Catholic Christian now, I love reading how like his experience and his coming to the Catholic Church in his day and age. Like the history, like it just blows my mind, the history of the Catholic Church, because it has been around for like almost over 2,000 years. And so it's like a rich culture, a rich heritage, it's history, and it's just so beautiful to like dig deep into it. And I love it so much. I just love it. I just love it so much. And there's a place in this book as well where he talks about like a bit like St. Paul, right? And he talks about how, why is it that I know the things that I'm supposed to be doing, that I should be doing, but I struggle so much with doing the things that I actually know I should do. And it's like I have two minds in me. One mind is telling me, okay, do this, what you should do this. And the other mind is telling me, no, but I want to do this. And like, it's just like, why, how can in the same mind I have such two conflicting desires and two conflicting wills? And he explores that, right? Like it's it's philosophy, it's theology, it's a whole lot of things in this book. And there's another person I really liked. I was like, this, people don't change. Like this is the same thing, because he was talking about basically like a celebrity of their time who came to the Catholic Church, who got baptized, who came to the faith, and the guy didn't really want to be talking. The guy was trying to keep it hush hush because he felt like I just want people to know that he's Christian now. And then but at the same time he now opened up a scripture or something like that where it was talking about how that scripture that says that if you deny me before men, I will deny you before my Father in heaven, right? And that made the man realized that no, like he's led so many people astray, like when he was an unbeliever, and now he's a Christian. He should broadcast the news to everybody and bring people in, right, and share with them the good news. So he did that, and him doing that, so many people were so happy that wow, this guy's a Christian now. It was like a very joyous thing, and that thing happens today. Like when Justin Bieber came out as being like a Christian, and was like making Christian songs and Christian music, like people were so happy, like, oh my gosh, Justin Bieber's a Christian now. When Candace Owens came to Catholic Church, when Russell Brand got baptized, when Shia LaBeouf got baptized, it's like, oh my gosh, these people are Christians now, yeah. When you hear about your favorite musician or your favorite celebrity becoming a Christian, you get so happy, and it's so cool how that was happening in his day, like in St Augustine's day. Like St Augustine was like what, like he was around like 400 AD. Crazy. This little cute book here. This book is so good. So I read this book and I recommended it to my friend, and she loved it as well. This book is so good. The book is called How to Ruin Your Life by 30. Obviously, I'm going to be 30 next year, so I read this book quite late. I read it last year before my 28th birthday. I read this book, and so by the end of next year, I'm going to be 30. So I just want to read this book one more time before I turn 30. But to be honest, this book can be read at any point in your life. It can be read as How to Ruin Your Life by 40. It can be read like How to Ruin Your Life by 20. How to Ruin Your Life by 50. It can be read with any decade age in here. But like I got this as a present for my graduation, my high school graduation. When I turned 18, I got this as a present. It was a present for all the graduating, like the whole class of 2014 got this book. And I just never read it. I finally picked up this book that I've had for like 10 years, and I read it, and I enjoyed it so much. And as I read this book, I thought to myself, damn, I should have read this way earlier. Like, I got this book when I was 18, going to 20. If I had read this book back then, I feel like a lot of things that I did in my 20s, I probably wouldn't have done, or probably would have thought twice about doing, maybe. But I just love this book so much. So much. So much. Let me read the blurb for you. It says, don't let your 20s just happen. We're just going to continue the video. Most of us have an internal alarm clock that goes off when we're about to make a bad decision. Yet some of us spend the entirety of our 20s hitting the snooze button. This book is your wake-up call. By laying out 9 foolproof ways to ruin your life by the age of 30, Stever Farar welcomes you to learn from the mistakes of so many others rather than making your own. He also helps you to recover from the poor choices you have already made before it's too late. Whether you're 23 or 29, the big 3-0 is fast approaching. You'll have to ask and answer some of life's questions during these years. Inside, you'll find wisdom surrounding some of those questions. What kind of career should I pursue? Can I know God's will for my life? Should I marry? If so, who? How do I handle doubts and temptation? And of course, what if I blow it? So far, the majority of your life has been mapped out for you, right? That's like before 20. Now, suddenly, you find yourself calling all the shots. Are you ready? So this book, I love this book so much. I'm definitely going to read it again because I highlighted a lot of things in the book. I really loved it. There's a really cute inscription here. Joshua, that's my name. As beautiful as your name, may your life and destiny be. Oh my gosh, thank you. Stay special. And it has the date, like grade 12, 2014. That's when I got this book. And now we're in 2024. Oh, this book was so nice. So nice. I loved it. I'm missing something very important. Yeah, now I'm complete. So this brings me to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like this video. Support my channel by buying me a coffee. Link down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I'll see you in another video. Perhaps this one here. Bye. Father, teach me how to fall in love with simple things. Surely I will give you glory for eternity. You are all I need.